Wait, what did you roll? Yeah. So even though you can't really wear anything really heavy, really like full on metal, but you find yourself just kind of looking at like, man, the craftsmanship and design of some of these. Why isn't there more shit like this in leather? Or something simpler?
Yep, seems like
So as you continue kind of moving along, just trying to find something that suits your fancy.
Can't hear anything.
I can't either.
You do find 3 different sets of leather armor that seem to attract your attention. You still there?
Yep.
Right. You do find one that seems to be this kind of a dark leather material. It looks a little thicker in some places that really felt kind of light to you to begin with. You also find another one that it seems to have these nice greens and other patterns to it. You imagine you'd probably give this to somebody who spends a lot of time out in the woods. But it does seem a little on the light side, even though it's kind of studded. And you find one more. It seems simple enough. But you notice this one definitely feels lighter compared to the other two.
I'm gonna turn to the dwarf and be like, "What can you tell me about these 3?"
You see him just kind of run on over. Oh, these 3. I remember these. Used to use one of them myself, actually.
Ooh. Let me guess.
Is there a problem there?
I point to the black one. Was it that one? Or the darker?
He kind of looks at that one. He's like, "No, that wasn't mine.
Yeah.
Was good armor, but not mine." You see him point to the one that you notice is the one that felt the lightest as you touched it. That's what I wore.
So what can you tell me about him?
Well, this dark one. This will require attunement, but only by one that's sneaky, if you will. While wearing this, you're harder to find, and in strange lighting's harder to. Let's just say you don't want to be fighting in places with not very much light. As he goes to try and describe it better, out of character, this armor, as he tries to explain it to you, essentially will give you advantage on dexterity stealth checks, and you also get a +2 bonus to AC when in dim light or darkness.
Okay.
As he goes on to explain the one that has kind of like the leafy patterns and the green to it, it's studded leather. It gives you a +1 bonus to your AC. You have advantage on dexterity stealth checks when attempting to hide in terrain that's essentially like got a lot of shrubbery or foliage. So basically kind of like in the forest or kind of the shrubbery plains.
Mm-hmm.
and you can hide in such terrain even if you don't have cover.
Okay.
And then the last one he explains, the one that he wore. This one was enchanted by someone he once knew. It kind of had the, as he liked to call it, the wind at your feet to it. While wearing it, his movement speed was increased by 10 feet. And if normally he would be at a disadvantage from wearing the armor from stealth checks, it doesn't. But being leather, he never had to worry about that.
Okay. So all it does is increase speed by
10 feet, pretty much.
How much for the dark leather set?
Team kind of looks it over, just kind of runs his hand on over it. Kind of inspects it all around. Kind of looks you over. Let's start talking at 150.
All right. How about this? Do you have any cloaks in stock?
Kind of looks at you. First armor, now cloaks. You're definitely the shifty type.
What gave you that clue?
I don't know what you could be talking about.
Alright. So as he kind of looks about the room, this way, and kind of leads you to towards the far corner of the room. He does show you 3 different cloaks. You want cloaks? Let's try these. And it'd be nice if I didn't accidentally do something I shouldn't have.
Rip.
There we go. First one he shows you, he goes on to explain how the cloak looks like it's made of simple materials. It looks kind of tattered and rough. But what it is that's just part of the attribute of it. What it does is it makes you easy to overlook. So creatures that would try to look around for anything out of place, like say in a public place, like running around the streets of Amon, they would have to pass, have a particular degree of perception, basically a DC perception check. Upon not passing, they don't notice you at all. Otherwise, that is lowered if you're not in a public area. So say you're like, just out on the open road.
Mm-hmm.
You might be overlooked, but it's not as high as if you're just kind of running around in the street.
Gotcha.
But if you were to attack something or do something else that is obvious or kind of out of place, they'll see you almost instantly.
Okay.
He goes on to the next one to explain. This one was made for the traveler that goes around through snowy terrain, can withstand extreme temperatures, and it's also known to keep the wearer dry in rainy weather.
Okay.
Then he moves on to the last one. He mentions that this one is even though he never tried it himself, it's his personal favorite. While wearing the cloak, you have advantages on your dexterity stealth checks. In an area of dim light or darkness, you can essentially use the cloak to fly.
So it's what I was looking for exactly. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, and so, but if you would ever come out of dim light or darkness, you would lose your flying ability. And while in dim light or darkness, you can use it to cast polymorph on you and turn into a bat.
I get
And
why that was your favorite.
And the one where you turn into a bat, that ability only works essentially once every until dawn.
Okay.
So if you use it today, next dawn you can use it again.
Gotcha. All right. Well, how much for that one?
Kind of scratches his chin for a bit. You see him just kind of spitting more of the soot all over his face. $200.
Right? How about 300 for both?
Yeah, looks at you for a second. Make a persuasion check.
Oh God. Not great.
You got a +2 in it.
Not great.
You see him hold out his hand. Deal.
Alright.
So, how about that total 5?
Right?
Oh, you got a 5. Yes.
That too. Not awesome.
Oh, I didn't think I'd pass that.
Congratulations, you just did.
All right, I hand him over the nickel.
Alright, so he takes the 300 gold. You see him as he takes the items off the racks. Were you gonna put these on now, or you want them in something to carry them?
You can put him in something to carry.
Kind of gives a nod. You see him kind of take the armor, just kind of collapse it in nicely, wrap it up inside the cloak, and just kind of places it into this kind of like this burlap sack that's kind of like spaced out a bit more to fit kind of bigger things like the pieces of armor and stuff that you see in the room. Kind of ties it off. As he hands it to you, you see him turn it around and present a symbol on it. The symbol seems to be of a I guess of a farming company group nearby that's dealing special food goods for the curious eye.
All right. It was a pleasure, my friend.
He just kind of gives you a nod and just shows his, with his hand, just kind of points over towards the door.
Yep. I disappear into the night. I go stealth as soon as I walk out the door.
I'll say go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
I just want to disappear for a second.
Alright.
My rolls
Ew.
have sucked.
What's
And into the
that?
night, you disappeared.
My rolls have sucked. Oh.
Alright, that's what you got there, and as you dash off in the night, that's where we'll finally conclude for the evening.
I actually had a few things I wanted to do to, because when I said I went off to the barracks, I actually planned on doing stuff there.
Don't you have to be up in the morning?
Yeah, I got a while longer I can do. I just wanted to get a few things done, though. Just
Alright,
because.
so I guess we'll wrap that up real quick then. Alright, so you make your way to the barracks, greeted by all the people that know you.
I wanted to see about getting a wagon using my soldier feature.
Now, when you say a wagon, you're talking like the cart pull wagon with the open top or with a cover top?
Cover top. No, actually, open top, yeah.
Open top? Alright. So as you go there, you just kind of wander through the barracks and you find the gentleman you're familiar with is, quote unquote, the requisitions officer, you know, gets everyone their things or, you know, assigns things to them. He stops. Oh! Just kind of stands, you know, upright. Crusher, sir. You require something.
I was looking for a wagon.
Wagon, we be needing small goods, large number of things. We need small, big.
People,
It's a big one then.
they're slow.
Understood. And you see him just kind of look to his left. You there? Then you see him stop. This your ranking. And you see him stop and kind of shows the crest of essentially a newly enlisted. Good, you're perfect. Go around the back. Be a wagon there. Bring it this way, would you? And he's like, but me? Yes, you go. You see him the guy just takes off at quicken pace. You guys kind of stand there for a minute. See how long it takes him. 2 minutes. 4 minutes. 7 minutes. By the time the 9th minute hits, you finally see him just barely coming around the corner. He's actually pulling it himself.
I walk over, just kind of look at him, pat him on the back, and push him out of the way, and I just drag it myself.
Anything else, Crusher?
No, that'll be all.
Alright. I'll inform them you were commandeering a wagon.
And I also wanted to check and see if I knew of any places that might sell the other items I was looking for.
Things on your list?
Yep. Prioritizing
Alright,
the stuff on the top. I'm sorry. It's a few things.
Okay, so... You have that there.
Alright, see you guys.
So,
Alright. There. Let's see where it was. Oh, I actually missed that one completely. I didn't even see this one. Okay, yeah. As you're pulling the car, just kind of think to yourself, where else can I go? You recall there was a simple, not quite a magic shop owner, but they were kind of more of a pawn shop kind of people. It was generally towards the edge of the markets, near the central area of the Abdar Promenade.
I'll head that way.
Alright. If you head on that way, you come by the shop. You notice the door seems to be closed. And you just kind of peer in through the window, you see it's kind of dark in there.
I knock.
No immediate response.
I knock louder.
Still no response yet.
I wait a few minutes.
As you wait there a few minutes, you eventually hear a voice behind you. Oh, are you looking for the owners of that shop?
Yes.
And as you turn to see, there's a woman there. She seems to be kind of dusting the area in front of the building there. I believe I saw them head up maybe about a half hour ago.
Do you know where they went?
Last I saw, they were heading. Read the map again. I believe it was over that way, going closer to the cloud top.
So, at this time of the evening, how many people are on the street? Are the
As you were pulling your wagon, you were noticing every probably 50 feet you saw maybe 1-2 people.
so
A few vendors that you're familiar with that are vendors were not there anymore. The tables were simply empty.
is there like a back alley for this place?
So you're looking for like back alley vendors or just back entrances?
Back entrances. Or even a back wall.
Most of the buildings here are close enough where you can kind of put things between them, but not close enough where you couldn't fit. So yeah, there's at least a good like 10 feet between most buildings across from each other as far as like an alleyway goes. But as far as like building to building, sideways there's like maybe 5 feet between them.
Crusher looks around, narrows his eyes a little bit, looks at the woman, and takes out his badge for a second.
There's something going on in there. I'm gonna go check it out.
She just gives a nod and just goes back to her sleeping.
He puts the coat down, gets in like a little bit of a low stance, and moves around towards the back. Is the entrance looking back there?
Is there what?
Does it look like there's an entrance back there?
No, it looks like solid cobblestone wall.
Alright. Going back around, I'm going to, trying to look as official as possible. I'm just gonna slam into the door.
Just gonna bust down the door.
Yep.
Oh god.
Okay, I'll say make me a strength check on this.
Uh, 20.
Right, yeah, you just boom as the door just pops off of his hinges and goes flying across the room.
Alright. Taking out my Sword of the Champion. Kind of just look around a little bit. Does anything immediately strike my attention?
In this room, the thing that kind of sticks out the most, aside from the door you just threw across the room, it looks like a number of the shelves seem to be a little slanted. Like maybe some things were kind of moved around in a hurry, the shelf kind of fell a little bit, and no one bothered to grab it.
Now, is there like a window in the front of this place?
Yeah, there's 2 of them on each side of the door.
Was the woman up front looking in at all?
No, she was across the street, just kind of dusting.
Okay.
A different building.
Trying to make sure that nobody's looking, I'm just going to take random items and throw them in my hole.
Okay. I'll say roll me a 20.
Three!
Alright, now roll me a d10.
Honestly, I would have expected something like this
Three!
from Coffee, not him.
Hey,
You
I
just kind of look around for anything that doesn't look like a book, because for some reason books are just not really appealing for some reason.
anything
start
with words
seeing
is just
random-
kind of like ignored.
Like you grab a couple sticks that look interesting, a couple other metal works that seem immediately like something potentially useful to throw it into the hole. A couple other random things that look like may have been pieces of armor. A couple things that look like they might have been jewelry. Just throw in the hole.
Alright. Going back to like a battle stance, I move out of the building and I call up to the woman on the other side.
You might want to get out of this area. Whoever bursts in there, they're gone. I'm gonna go grab some golds.
You see her just kind of see the door, see you, open the door behind her, step in, close.
Alright. I'm going to go find Goads and report this incident as a commander.
Okay.
I will let them know that I saw suspicious movement inside the building and nobody answered, so I burst in and it looked like several items were taken.
Alright, so as you found some guards relayed the story, they all just kind of gave you a quick salute and just started running towards the shop.
Alright, now we're going to head back to the tavern.
Oh, God.
I put evil down on my sheet for a reason.
Yeah, I was oh, God, okay. Yeah, we're gonna end the evening with that shenanigan.
Shit.
With your hole full of stolen magical goods.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that
Oh.
later.
Yeah, if alignments were a really heavy thing in this world, if your alignment for whatever reason was lawful or chaotic, would have now just shifted to chaotic.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
God.
yeah, read his backstory. He doesn't have much love for people.
Oh, God, okay. No, we didn't get to identify these, but just so I don't forget what these are, any items that anyone might have had, which I know Brooke had two of them she found. I'm gonna go ahead and link you what it was. Just keep in mind your character has no idea what these are yet.
Okay. So I won't even look at them yet.
Good, so you know they're there.
But they're in my where I can have access to them.
Yeah, they're in the Discord, so they'll be there.
Oh, okay.
Alright, and that'll wrap things up for the evening.
Alright.